Well, the first thing is, congratulations to St. Francis PA for just a great season. I mean, they've really put together a good year, and they put together really a good 2 seasons. And the job that Coach Krimel's doing over there needs to be respected. He's done an unbelievable job there. As for tonight, they executed our game plan a little bit better than we did. And that's the reality of it. When you get into these games, the emotion of it, and if you don't score early, take care of it early, it can be tough. And we ran into a little bit of that tonight. I think a little bit of our inexperience did hit us. Getting that starting off down 9 points, it's not the way you dream it up. Obviously, we're a team that's capable of coming back from that, and we did a good job of that. But it just felt like every time we got within 1 or 2, we tried to make a home run play. And I just didn't do a great job of corralling our troops tonight and getting them to settle down in big moments.
I mean, most of these guys were on last year's team. Were you surprised at how out of sorts you looked right from the start?
Yeah, but their roles are so different. I mean, BK was standing in the corner watching Julian go between the legs, behind the back, and throw a pass to someone else. So, their roles are very different. I understand everybody in this game wants to win. Our excitement level was through the roof, as to be expected. And again, we just couldn't settle them down at key moments. I thought there were several points in the game where we were within 2, and we just came down and took a rush shot or a quick shot. Our lack of discipline really hurt us tonight. But, if that shot goes in, then you go on an incredible run. That wasn't there for us tonight, and PA gets a chance to advance.
How do you explain they're a good rebounding team, but how do you explain the problems on the boards tonight?
Really, it's kind of misleading because, they had 37 total rebounds, but we missed way more shots than they did. And so that's kind of the discrepancy in the rebounds there. I mean, we did a pretty good job. Only 8 offensive rebounds for them, but only 6 for us. But the discrepancy really comes in when we missed so many more shots. And we made the same amount of shots, but we took 14 more if my math is correct.
You forced a lot of turnovers. Why do you think you weren't able to do a better job taking advantage of that?
Yeah, that's a great question. That's been a point for us all year. We've really struggled to do that. We've really tried to work on that in the last few weeks. We turn people over to be able to convert them into easy baskets. But we just got to have better poise and better, just way better poise, honestly. Our poise has been bad when we've been able to turn people over. And if you're too much of a rush, it's not going to be perfect, and we weren't able to create those advantage situations.
Is there something about the matchup? I mean, we talked the other day about how they slowed the pace down and their senior team. Is there something about the matchup with them that bothers you?
Maybe there's something there. I mean, I don't think so. I think they're just a very good team. They're a very good team. Earl Brown's one of the best players in this league. He has been for a long time. They've been able to put some key guys around him that can make plays as well. And so that's really freed him up to not have to do so much and care such a little on the offensive end. And because of that, he's really had more production, being able to share the ball a little bit more. His ability to pass the ball to Ronnie Drennan and their relation with one another is so good that they're really hard to double because he's a really excellent passer as well, as is Drennan.
You played against them during your career and you've coached against them now. They've lost a lot at St. Francis for a long time. But this team, the heart and character, do you see something different about this team's makeup?
Well, they're just really experienced. They have good guards. Lee Harmon's played 2 years now at the point guard spot. Greg Brown can defend as many people as any in the league. I mean, he's as good a defender as anyone. I just think it's a good collection of tough players who are tough-minded. And when you get in the month of March, the team that plays together the most and believes in one another the best is going to win the game. And that's the reality of it. It's about a camaraderie. It's about an energy that you got to create between each player. They have great energy, and they have all season long.
Will, you hit back-to-back threes, and then a layup by Junior pulled you guys within 8 points late there. But then after your threes, you never saw the ball again. Was that a point of frustration for you?
Oh, no. I mean, just sometimes with me on the court, it allows for the guards to penetrate. And, because most of the time I'll have someone guard me and they won't leave me. And, if I don't get a shot off, someone else will have a clear path to the lane. So, no, I mean, I just, obviously when I have open shots, I'll shoot it, but when there's lanes open for Junior and Liddy to drive, they're going to attack and, get fouled, go to the line, and convert those.
Well, what do you think happened tonight? What do you think was the difference in the game?
I don't know. We just, like Coach said, weren't ready to play. And tougher team's always going to win in March, no matter what. No matter how much you've beaten them earlier in the year, no matter how much you've beaten them by. It's all going to come down to toughness. And boost together more. And obviously we just weren't together tonight, and that cost us.
Jamie, they're 9-0 start. What did they do during those couple of minutes?
Man, they just played they played more solid than we did. You know, we had 5 turnovers in the first 7 minutes, I want to say. I mean, you can't beat a JV team doing that. You know, one of our biggest things this year is just trying to get a shot every time down the floor. You know, I just thought we were really juiced up to do it. And they had turnovers too. We had 5 turnovers, they had 2, but they were able to convert our turnovers into points. And they're going to score the ball early on. They're really good scoring the ball early. Usually they slow down late, and they make free throws at the end. So, you know, we did a pretty good job of climbing back in there. I think the resiliency of our group really shows out in those kind of moments, and we're able to get back in there at 21-23 or something there later in the half. So the 9-0 run put us in a hole. But you know, I think it was kind of a microcosm of the night, just not being able to get over the hump right when we needed to.
Taylor, you've been here for these last 2 really nice tournament runs. What was different tonight? Obviously, you don't have some of the more experienced players out there taking the shots, more first-year and second-year players, whereas the last few years you had more experienced players. But what did you think went wrong tonight?
Well, I mean, I think that we could have done a better job following the game plan. You know, we had great days of practice. Some of the things we focused on in practice didn't really carry over as well as we wanted them to. The PA did a great job facing the floor and then driving the lane. They were able to finish their kick, get good looks, and you know, just little stuff that we can control, like, you know, getting back on defense, taking away transition points, or getting a couple more defensive rebounds, contesting shots a little better, just little stuff like that that we've been really good at all year. We weren't able to do that tonight, and not sure if that was, you know, let the moment get too big for some of us, or what that was, but you know, it happened.
Jamie, Greg Brown had 24 for them. You talked about the defense that he plays. His offense has been risen astronomically since his freshman year, which I'm sure you've seen. Well, what have you seen in the development of him as an offensive player?
Well, he just picks and chooses spots very well, and that's what you see with experienced guards. You know, their ability to pick their spots is really special, and he just does it. You know, he hits it very timely once a day. I think one of his best skills, he's a really strong driver to the front of the rim, and that really puts you on his heels. I mean, he had a couple pull-ups there during the shot clock. You know, guys are going to take those shots. If those shots go off, you know, then you got a chance to really get a good defensive stop there. But you know, 11 of 13 from the free throw line, you know, being a great free throw shooter, pays for a guard. When you get to the end of the game there, you can really make some money there. And so, you know, he made 11 free throws. I thought he made several big shots during the course of the game to withstand our run.
Jimmy, I know you thought you guys had a good run, but was this ultimately a transitional year based on the people you lost last year and the people that's going to be coming back next year?
You know, I don't think so. I mean, I think this is one of the most talented groups we've had. I think, you know, sometimes you get into a moment and you know, and we know the emotion of the game. These things can happen to us. It happened to us at LIU. My first year, you know, you get in the game, you're in a little bit of a dogfight, and the emotion of it takes over, and next thing you know, you look up, you're down 11 or 12, and there's not enough timeouts in the world to slow the run down. You know, so that happens sometimes. I thought our group last year learned from that first year's experience. And sometimes maybe you got to go through some downfalls in order to be stronger and to be better. And so, you know, we can take that. I mean, that's one of the things that, you know, being here, you know, with this group of guys, returning all these guys back. You know, we sat there and we listened to St. Francis celebrating their locker room. We all deserve to celebrate. You know, I think we're going to soak that in, and our guys will be able to take that into the offseason and turn that into motivation.
Was this a positive season? Do you feel good about the season?
Well, no one feels good at the end of the season like today. Today's not very the best day in the world.
Yeah.
You know, although when I got in the car this morning, every song on the radio was a great song. I was like, oh man, this is going to be a great day. But it doesn't always turn out the way you expect it to be, you know. And so right now at the moment, you know, it's not a great day. But, you know, I look back and, you know, what we've accomplished here in the first 3 years is really pretty special. And we finished the year right at 500. We play 5 winning games a year. You know, so that's a pretty good season. You know, I'm not happy with the way it finished. Absolutely not. You know, I'm a competitor. I want to win every game that we play in. I want to finish the year not losing 2 out of the last 3 games. You know, I think we're a little bit better team than that. But I'm also, you know, I've also been coaching long enough as an assistant and a head coach, and I've only been a head coach for 3 years, to know that, you know, that your biggest increases as a program come after losses. You know, they don't come after wins.
And so now the challenge is for us to be able to take this loss in and digest it, you know, to research it and to find out what happened, to talk to each one of these guys and find out what happened there, and to be able to turn around and not let it happen again. That's the nature of sport. That's the nature of people growing up, and you know, we're prepared to do that.
Taylor, how do you think this loss will sit with you over the next several months?
You know, it's always hard. Just in the year, not how we wanted to. And, you know, in our program, we set very high expectations for ourselves. And, you know, we weren't able to meet that expectation this year. So the only thing we can do is use it as motivation and just, you know, go put the work in the off season. And I mean, you never know. You know, everyone else can be working hard too. So you have to just give it your all every single day, so you can work the other team and get ready for next year.
How about you? How about you, Will? How do you think? I mean, you had a great NCAA tournament game last year, and how do you think this today will set in over the next few months?
Like Taylor said, it's never easy after the loss. Just the expectations we have for a program are just, you know, too high. It seems like for losing this kind of game. You know, we had a great last week of practice, and you know, practice doesn't mean anything if you come out in the game and you play flat, you play soft. But I think it's obviously going to be tough here for, I don't want to know about a time limit, but you know, I know that we'll come in here in the off season and we'll just keep improving every day.
Jimmy, was Graves 100%?
Oh yeah, he was 100%. He was fine. We wrestled the other day. He was fine. He was 100%. Just wasn't his night.
Any reason for that? The other team give him particular trouble? I mean, he's played so well all year, and then to throw a game like this.
Yeah, you know, but you know, again, when the emotion jumps on you, you know, he's guarding a really good player there, and Earl Bryan and Ronnie Drennan. You know, the emotion gets to you. You know, I think if we look at the field goal percentages, you know, he's had a very good year rebounding the basketball and playing with a ton of effort, but you know, we're going to continue to work with him on scoring the ball one-on-one. I thought he had a great matchup tonight. He was a huge part of the game plan tonight. And so, you know, I've bet on our players every single time, 100%, 100 times out of 100 times that they're going to have a great game. We played them again. I would love his matchup again, and we really try to exploit his matchup again. Tonight wasn't his night. Usually when we have these kind of, you know, when we have these kind of game plans put together, these guys play really well. And so, you know, tonight he wasn't his night. But, you know, I think the biggest thing is he's really learning how to be the player that he is. And again, sometimes you need these defeats to step into it. And you know, it reminds me, you know, the first year Julian Wolfley had a bad game in that championship game, and he was able to bounce back from it, and showed it with Sharp. And so, you know, those guys bounced back from it, and they learned their lesson. And you know, we either got to ask Greg Graves or Martin Ash both to do the same thing. Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for bringing